So for our first park day, we headed to Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now this was kind of a weird day as they were closing at 5 p.m. for a cast member event, but we decided to go for it anyway and hop over to Epcot after. We took the Skyliner over to Hollywood Studios. If you have little ones, a ride on the Skyliner is a ride in itself. We all loved it. My niece loved it. She loved looking down. We headed straight to Toy Story Land. Now at 7 a.m. on the dot, I snagged Slinky Dog as our first Genie Plus. We got a return time of 9:45 to 10:45. The standby wait was 100 minutes, y'all, and on Genie Plus we waited 4 minutes. If you want to ride Slinky, it needs to be your first choice right at 7 on the dot. We had a blast riding it. It was my niece's first coaster. She did so good. My mom had a blast. I had a blast. It was a great ride. If you want to do it, it needs to be your first selection. It will sell out in minutes, if not seconds. This is the end of the ride. Squeaky, sings you a song. Then we headed over to Toy Story Mania. The posted wait was 45, and I timed it on my Apple Watch. It was actually only 31 minutes. So they were inflating times just a little bit. It's kind of psychological. When you wait less than they post, you think it's better. Then we headed on to the Frozen sing-along show. This was actually my first time. It was so precious getting to watch this with my niece. We sang along. We loved it. It was so cute. If you have kids that love Frozen, this is a must, and it's in an indoor theater. Then we headed over to meet Minnie and Mickey, and I was absolutely obsessed with Sorcerer Mickey. I had a picture of him on my shirt. I actually fangirled. Believe it or not, this was my first time ever meeting Mickey. In all my times at Disney, I've never waited in line to meet Mickey. I used to be a big ride person. Now I've obviously learned there's way more to Disney than just the rides. My niece was dressed in a Buzz Lightyear dress, and he was doing Buzz Lightyear symbols. It was the cutest thing ever, and here I am, obviously freaking out. We took a group picture. It is so worth meeting the characters. I don't know why I waited so long. And then we headed over to Star Tours. And Star Tours did not have a long line at all. It was a 5-minute wait. And then we met Olaf. And then we actually headed over to Oga's Cantina. Check out these drinks. They have non-alcoholic drinks for kids, alcoholic drinks for adults. I got the fuzzy Tauntum. The foam literally makes your mouth numb. I get it every time I come here. I love it so much. My niece got her own drink, and the details in here are amazing. If you're a Star Wars fan, you need to get this dining reservation. Dining opens up 60 days beforehand if you're a person staying on property. And then this was my second drink, and I wish I remember what it was called, but how cool are the bubbles and the glitter? I was obsessed with it. And then I actually went crazy today, and I got a third drink. It was super awesome. We loved Oga's. And then our next Genie Plus reservation of the day is actually Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And on the way there, we noticed people were lining up on the sidewalk, so we pulled over and realized it was the Pixar Pals Motorcade. Now, this can be found on the My Disney Experience app, but I wasn't looking because we were heading to the ride. We got to see The Incredibles, Edna Mode, some toy soldiers from Toy Story, Jessie, Woody, and Buzz. And my niece was wearing a Buzz Lightyear dress, so obviously she was freaking out, and it was precious. If you have kids, it's so great to see the magic through their eyes. I do not have kids of my own, so taking my niece gave me a whole new perspective on Disney. We weren't really focused so much on the thrill rides like normal. We were focused on her and her having a good time, and it was a great experience. So we watched this motorcade. It's called a motorcade because it's not obviously as long as a parade, but you still get to see some characters, and I think it's really fun because you don't waste so much time of your day. After this, we headed over to Runaway Railway. The posted time was 40 minutes, and we only waited 14 with Genie Plus. And that does it for our Hollywood Studios day.